On. Hello, hello. Here I am. Let's go live. And Prince is still going, and he will not stop here. Love you, Prince. We are live. Amazing, amazing. Look, let's see what pages I'm live on. Hello. What's up, Nicole? Coming at you. It looks like I cannot get my background here, but that's okay. We're going to go with it. Just go with the flow because every day is trial. And there we go. Loving it. Let's see if we're on Facebook. Hello, people. Trying to figure out what is what here because I am not getting my pages. But hey, you know what? I am trying it. Oh, look, I'm on my channel. Good morning. Hello, hello. I am live on Facebook. Public. I want to making you public. All right. Have some fun. You know what? There's just so much going on in the world, and there is just so many things and so many places. Here we are. We're live. We're live. I'm trying to reset my equipment. I'm here on Instagram. Hello. If you hear me, if you see me, I am loving you. Adding some people here too. It looks like I'm live on my regular channel, which I had tried to do Essential Journeys, but I am on Facebook. That's okay. Hey, I am coming in at you from Zoom, and I upgraded and everything just got deleted. Amazing, right? What do you do? And that's something about mindset, right? It teaches us about mindset. The truth is, are you ready for anything? Do you have a backup plan? What is your backup plan? You know, if it doesn't work out, what's the next thing you're going to do? Are you just going to close it down? Let me shut this window here. Are you just going to close down and run away and hide? That doesn't work because you still have to live your life. If you don't command, control, and conquer your life into self-leadership, someone else is going to command, control, and take over you, right? That it's the truth, you know, and sometimes the truth is definitely a hard pill to swallow in life. But I'm here to tell you, you know what? It's time for some kick-ass coaching. That's what it is. It's self-love. It is time to take initiative. It is time to get out of your comfort zone. And I don't just mean to do something to do it. Do it with intention. You know, when you're young, you do stuff, you try it out. But when you're an adult, the reason that you're sabotaging everything that you're doing is because you're just running out and going with it. Did that serve you when you were 16? It may have been fun at the time, but now that you're an adult and you just run out wildly, willy-nilly and do something, you feel like a failure. If you do something just because you're starting something, and I've done this too, you start an MLM, a multi-level marketing company, you want to work with people, there's a product that you like and you want to represent it. You go out and you just run out and do a list of, let's make a list of 100 people that you're going to want to call and run this marketing to. They don't want it. So when you push things and somebody says, hey, just get on Facebook and make some funny faces. Well, do people want to watch that? Are you funny? Are you quick-witted? Do you know your stuff? Do you know what you're talking about? What are people's pain points? I mean, my thing always, the pain point is always going to come back to sabotage, imposter syndrome. It's really the deep down inside. It's the shadow. It's the inner child. It is always that shadow self, which is self-leadership. When we talk about the shadow, people don't want to talk about this scary, spooky shadow, but you need to talk about the shadow. The shadow is the reason we run away from things. The shadow is when we see somebody that we just don't like. They're not negative, and I'm not talking about entities or people that are possessed or mean-spirited. I'm talking about just out of random, you just don't like a person. Why don't you like them? Maybe it's your boss, maybe it's your coworker, maybe it's somebody in your circle of friends that you really don't care about. What is it in them that they do that you don't like? Is it the way they wear their hair, the way they wear their clothes? Is it the way that they talk, the story they tell? Maybe it's not that that person's bad. Maybe it's that you're reflecting yourself upon them. They are a mirror to you. And so when we talk about the shadow self, that is what we're talking about. So you know what? Hit me up. Let me know in the chat box if you're hearing me, if you're seeing this, if it relates. Let me know how you feel about it. People don't want to talk about the spooky shadow, especially if you're a psychic, if you're intuitive, especially if you're empathic. If you're talking about your career or a job or working, and you're working from that heart space or that spiritual side, and you're going through a spiritual awakening, people don't want to talk about the spooky shadow. They don't want to talk about the nitty-gritty stuff. You know, it's like, really, it may be a funny comparison to you, but it's like talking about detoxing. When we detox, we're getting rid of that negative stuff in our body, the negative food or the chemicals we took. Maybe we took an antibiotic and we want to clear it out of our system. Maybe we ate some food in our life. Maybe we have some parasites that we want to get rid of. Those things in our body, when we flush them out, when you do an enema or you do a colonic or you do a cleanser, people don't want to talk about the bowel movement, because what goes in has to come out. People don't want to talk about it. It's very important. That is very important because it shows what you ate. It shows how you lived your life. It shows what drugs you took. So that's the hush hush, right? That's that shadow self. We don't want to talk about what we're putting in our bodies. Nevertheless, do we want to even admit what's coming out of our bodies, or if it's coming out of our body? Because what goes in needs to come out, right? And that's the same with a shadow. It's a detox. When you talk about self-leadership, when I talk about self-leadership, I talk about leading the self into the true self. Knowing your shadow, knowing what's inside. And in order to detox that inner child and what we fear, why we cannot have success, whether it's relationships or life or even business, why can't we have success? It's because something happened to us at one point in our time. Usually it's between 7 and 9. Maybe it was when we were a little older. Maybe a circumstance happened and it folded into something even worse, and it played out, something that we consistently did. Maybe it was the person that we dated, you know, that bad boy that you wanted to date. Maybe he, you know, wore a leather jacket, rode a motorcycle, took drugs, was in and out of jail. You know, and as you date different guys, as you grow older, it just got worse and worse. That relationship developed into a worse relationship, that person that you dated. What inside of you, what hole are you filling? And that is what self-leadership does. So I'm going to be coming at you with some more lives. So even if you're watching it on the replay, #replay, let me know your thoughts. You know, understanding who you are in your life, understanding who you are as a whole, holistically. Who are you? Are you leading yourself? Are you taking initiative? Are you taking responsibility for you? Most people don't. There's not even 47% of us maybe that have good self-leadership, that are strong people, that make decisions for ourselves, make decisions based upon our truth, our self-awareness, our awareness spiritually. Do we make those proper decisions? And the reason that we are sheeples, and I've been there too, and we follow the pack, is because it's easy, because we don't have to think, we don't have to take responsibility. But if you keep following that pack, you're no longer unique. You're not the unique unicorn anymore. If you keep following the pack and you don't lead yourself, you'll never find out what you love. You'll never experience the passions in life. And that's where I'm coming from. is that sense of leading yourself in self-love, your enoughness, your self-love, your self-worth, your courage, and your strength. That is all about you. How much do you love yourself that you have the ability to present the true you? I don't mean force it on people. I don't mean vomiting your feelings on someone or your feelings on the moment and feeding it on somebody, but having the ability to articulate who you are and what goal you want to reach. So when you lead as a leader, when you're a leader in business, when you're the boss, a good, strong leader is able to positively influence people, to get them motivated, to all reach a goal in a team, and delegate the job to the proper person that's going to get it done. It's going to do it with some joy. And it's going to do it with some vigor that's going to be, in that mode of joy and desire and understanding and wanting to reach that goal. That's a good leader. A good self-leader, somebody that's balanced and aligned. A good self-leader, a great self-leader, influences themselves to influence others. So are you influencing yourself? That doesn't mean bribing yourself. It doesn't mean cheating yourself. It doesn't mean lying to yourself. A good self-leader, somebody who leads themselves, has great desire, right? They have so many things. They have great imagination, compassion, creation. They have, a good self-leader is organized and plans their day. And I don't mean nitpicky, but somebody who is prepared to make the decision for themselves. If you're doing something for yourself, what do you want to eat? Are you the person that lets everybody else pick for you what you want? Maybe you decide you want a cheeseburger and everybody else wants pizza. That's okay, you go with a group. But maybe you go to a place that has cheeseburgers and pizza. You see what I'm saying? You want a little something extra, a little bit of ice cream. You don't have to have it with them. They don't have to have it. Your friends don't have to have it. You want it. You're making the decision. You make the decision for your life. Make the decision. Be persistent in decision making for yourself. Can you do that for yourself? And that is what self-leadership is. Self-leadership is all about you, the person, the adult. Doesn't mean you have to be boring, but it means that you have to get out of your costume. It means that you have to get out of hiding. It means that you have to be strong, have courage and strength in yourself. It's not always easy, and I get that. But why is it that so many people aren't good self-leaders, aren't aware of self-leadership? Because there's only 3% of people that want to be the mature adult. So think about that for a little while. Here's one question I want to ask you today. One question. What is your desire? This is part of self-leadership. Identify what your desire is. What is your desire? Is your desire to reach your goals? Is your desire to be successful in business? When we don't live in our passionate purpose, we are not fulfilling our desire. If we feel like we have no desire for success, no desire for a successful family or a successful relationship, you just date whoever, that means that your energy is low, your human spirit is low, and you want to live in that passionate purpose. You should have a burning desire, like when you were a young kid and you had this desire to be a doctor or Be a fairy princess or be the queen of your castle. You will have the desire to fly an airplane. Where is that desire? A desire to be creator, a desire to be a crafter, a desire to create, to be an artist. What did you want to be? What was that passion that you had? So identify today. The first thing that I ask for you to do is to identify what is your desire. What do you desire the most? Are you living in your desire where you desire to work and get out of bed and be with your clients and just love them up? What is your desire?